Welcome to our show. It's Andrew Walker and Vincent Wong, founder of Harper Times and Solution on Wheels. And, good morning, Editor-in-Chief.
Yes.
Today we are going to talk about 139B.
Yes.
Yeah.
Cap 139B.
Cap 139B, the government has already gazetted an amendments and awaiting our legislators to have a final discussion on that one. But actually is a bill or an amendment that will take into effect. And then the LegCo will bring it back for discussion.
Exactly. And, you know, Vincent, we had a provocative title on this story, and we did that because we wanted people to watch this.
Bitches!
Yeah, but here's
and 139B is about female.
It's technical and it's
canine.
legal, but we gave it a provocative title because we want people to watch this because it's important. We talked about it last week, and what I like is that this is rushing through LegCo because if you've seen the photos, and if you've, I can only imagine for people that took the photos that had to actually go and experience what these people experienced and what these animals
Wait. Okay, we have to give viewers some background about this. I mean, 139B is about how you treat animals, domestic animals, who are pets, basically.
And in particular, putting a limit on how many breeding dogs you can keep in a residential apartment, because it's become a problem.
Yeah, because in the past, you only have the breeding ground.
Yes.
Which basically has 14 licenses, and they are all really, really big
operations.
Breeding grounds in the new territories, mostly.
Okay.
And even that, I mean, the dog lovers have problems with that.
Sure, I don't doubt it.
Because the breeding grounds are kind of like factories.
Yeah.
And you have like 200 dogs with a dozen or less or fewer people taking care of that. So the domestic ground is kind of actually a better place to raise them. Having said that, I mean, there are always cruel people who try to put in like 40 to like 45 animals in one apartment.
Yeah.
In one single apartment. And like, of course, small ones.
An apartment is using it roughly. Don't imagine crazy old cat lady who loves and cares for these animals. I mean, these things are grim. Animals in cages and, there's no upkeep on the flat.
And cages piling up.
Oh, and like light bulbs hanging from a concrete roof. There are pictures in some of the submissions that were made in LegCo last night. We'll put links to them below. So we just wanted to bring this up on the show today because now the legislation is moving ahead. There's no filibustering on this one because nobody wants to be responsible for this kind of.
You know who is the lead legislators who?
The chairman of the committee.
Who fought against this amendment.
Really? Who's that?
Yeah, Claudia Mo.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, Tommy Chung is the chairman of this one, and he's moving it along at lightning speed. But why would Claudia Mo be against this?
Claudia Mo, well, it's a two-way street, so I give you the other side of the argument. Claudia Mo basically said that people living in apartments would now be very worried that all of a sudden their next door neighbors will become a mini breeding grounds for dogs.
That's the problem now.
Yeah, that's what I have been telling them. But they said that if you allow them, then there will be so many new
cases,
mini breeding grounds.
No, here's the deal, and there's an interesting one of the submissions that you'll see, and I'll put a link to that one below as well. It's from a professor who helped to write
two links below.
Who wrote the original episode, and her point was this argument that it will somehow legalize it. Guess what? It's legal now. That's the problem. People can do whatever they want.
It's happening now, but
you want to put 600 animals in your flat today, go right ahead. It's perfectly legal.
There's no restriction on that one.
So saying that this will legalize it, it won't, because it's already legal.
It is actually adding restrictions to the current problem so that the problems will be mitigated, and eventually dogs will have a better place to breed.
Yeah, maximum 4 in an apartment. That hence the title.
Provided that maximum.
Maximum 4 per flat.
Provided that you have 400 square feet for them.
Okay, so see, and yes, I'm Mr. Free Market, but I mean, this is it's different when you're dealing with sentient beings. Not sentient, but when you're dealing with living things that suffer, that can't speak for themselves. They need our protection.
You know what? That doesn't go against your free market principle.
Not at all. I just explained why.
Yeah, because the Homo sapien is capable to think. Hence, there's a free market. But animals?
They're certainly capable of suffering.
Yeah, they're only capable of suffering. And they cannot choose.
Yes.
right? You bring them in.
So we gotta protect them. And I mean, yeah. So, yeah. So Claudia, I think you might want to look at this one again and look at the arguments in particular from the professor of law, and we will have a link for that below. And I'm talking to you directly because you're a lovely woman and very reasonable.
All right.
I'm a big fan.
Thank you, Mr. War.
All right, and I'm happy to say that all of our legislators are moving ahead on this for a great solution. Not the perfect solution, but hopefully will curb some of the abuses. Links below. Check them out. Tell us what you think.